So we are happy to have a lot of people in our studio today in Brussels. I will begin with the woman, so you will excuse me for that. Carlotta Segre, member of the Council of European Buddhist Union. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Hello. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Iman Atta, CEO for Faith Matters.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being with us today. Aline Niddam, Head of Projects and Management at AGC for Security and Crisis Center. Hello.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Ophir Revach, CEO of SASCC in AGC. Hello.
Hello. Thank you.
And last but not least, Dr. Mattia Ferrero, Universita Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Hello.
Thanks to you all for being with us today. So you all have a common topic. We are here to talk about SASCC or SASCC, depending on how you say it. Can you explain exactly what happened in SASCC 1 and why you are happy that SASCC 2 is coming?
Okay, I will give you the floor.
Okay, thank you. SASCC project, first of all, is founded by the European Commission. And the goal of the project is interface project. It means we have from the Christian, Muslim, Jewish, and Buddhist. And the goal and the objective of the project is to improve the security and the security awareness in place of worship and public place.
Alors d'abord, en fait, ce projet, il faut rappeler qu'il est subventionné par la Commission européenne et il s'agit d'un projet global à des chrétiens, des musulmans, des juifs et des bouddhistes. Et il s'agit d'améliorer la sécurité dans tous leurs lieux de culte.
En effet. Ophir.
What
If you want to continue on how we...
No, so we had a very good feedback from the community members and from the community leaders in our first project in SASCC. And then now we are going to start a SASCC 2 as the continuation of SASCC 1. And the objective is the same, like I mentioned before, to improve the security and the crisis management of all the members of all the faith organization, and of course to improve the cooperation with law enforcement, and all that again thanks to the fund that we receive from the European Commission.
Alors oui, on a eu des très bons retours de la part de tous les leaders des communautés sur ce projet et donc on a décidé de le continuer. On est très contents. Le numéro 2 a le même objectif que le numéro 1, c'est d'améliorer, comme je l'ai dit, la sécurité de tous ces endroits et aussi le management de crise pour toutes les différentes religions et foi, et aussi d'améliorer la coopération avec la police et avec les gens qui s'occupent de faire respecter la loi.
Tout à fait. Et ce, à travers 16 pays en Europe. Iman, maybe you can explain what we did with the first one, League.
SASCC Phase 1 was a starting point to build further on the cooperation between different faith communities, again, the Muslim, Jewish, Christian and Buddhist communities, to come together to train members of the community, leaders within those communities as well, to how to protect their places of worship, but work together in standing in solidarity with other faith communities in the rising tide of hatred and extremism. A lot of the transferable knowledge between Jewish and Muslim communities took place in Phase 1, and a lot of the expertise and knowledge was transferable to the Christian and Muslim community, and the Buddhist communities, and hence that cooperation became a model of interaction, of interfaith work, interfaith partnership that enabled us to build a network of ambassadors across the different faith communities, but equally as well a website where people can tap into getting resources around crisis management, around training, resources around reporting hate crime, resources around informing their networks about what's going on, more together intelligence about what's going on within different communities. That allowed us as well to build a solid, base and groundwork to be able to take SASCC 1, phase 1, to SASCC 2, phase 2, which starts now at a time that is much needed, where unfortunately divisions across communities are on the rise, where there's extremism that is flourishing across Europe, but equally as well where the power of unity and solidarity is much needed. And hence, SASCC 2, phase 2, comes in at a time when we will be working together, again, across the different faith communities, the Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, and Muslim communities, one, to empower each other in sharing best knowledge, expertise, creating an app where people can report in real time any incidents of hate that is targeted at them, or any hotspots that they may see where there's threats to their communities. They'll be working phases with places of worship, but also around awareness raising around public spaces in terms of the work. There'll be interfaith conferences that will be running, as well as a direct reach to thousands of beneficiaries across 16 European countries.
Alors, Iman rappelait que ça a été un début de coopération entre toutes ces différentes communautés, d'essayer d'encourager les membres de ces communautés et leurs leaders à collaborer ensemble, à se tenir devant la haine et l'extrémisme, à la combattre ensemble, qu'il y a eu beaucoup d'échanges entre les communautés juives et musulmanes, qu'il y a eu beaucoup d'échanges entre les communautés chrétiennes et bouddhistes, et qu'ils ont réussi après ça à créer un modèle de collaboration inter-foi, intercommunautaire, et également de former un réseau d'ambassadeurs, de gens qui peuvent former aussi les autres à ce genre de topic. Également, pour avoir des ressources, un site internet dans lequel il y a beaucoup de choses à prendre pour avoir une base solide pour passer à ce projet SASCC 2 dans un temps où elle rappelait où c'est encore plus urgent que ça ne l'était, de lutter contre l'extrémisme, d'avoir de la solidarité et de travailler ensemble, des valeurs qui permettent à chacun d'aller mieux, de se renforcer, et également de créer véritablement un hub, un centre d'échange où les gens peuvent reporter et venir donner leur plainte sur ce qui se passe, qui ne va pas dans les espaces publics. Il va y avoir aussi également des conférences dans ce deuxième projet, et ça concerne, on le rappelle, 16 pays et des milliers de personnes.
Ophir?
I would like to mention that SASCC 1 was the first time in the history, I think, that all the faith organizations participated together for the same goal, for the same objective, is to give a better security for the community members. And I would like to say something that is also very important, that beside the professional issue, the goal, one of the other goals of the project is to show that all the faith organizations can work together, can be together, and can help each other. It's also a very strong message to all society.
Alors, je voudrais ajouter tout de même que c'était la première fois dans l'histoire, dans ce projet SASCC 1, que toutes ces différentes foi et religions avaient le même objectif, celui d'améliorer la sécurité de leur propre communauté. Et c'était important de les voir travailler ensemble, et en dehors du côté professionnel de ça, de montrer justement cette entraide et cette solidarité entre elles. C'est une leçon très importante dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Carlotta?
Yes. So for the first time in SACC 1, we were also involved in this project as Buddhist, European Buddhist Union, because is something that for us was new. I mean, thinking that also Buddhists can be involved in a security problem, in a security project, but actually we realized that this was the case. And so also now we want to reinforce this also because it's as we see in the daily news, this is something that is related not also to the different faith, but also to the citizenship. So we really would like to strengthen our 15, 16 ambassadors that we are putting in place with our network within European countries. And to realize that also Buddhist center can be touched and can be helped by such an important project with so many different religions involved. Thank you.
Alors, on était au départ un peu surpris et ravis que la communauté bouddhiste en Europe ait été intégrée à ce projet. Et au départ, on se demandait est-ce qu'on avait besoin d'être dans un projet de sécurité. Mais malheureusement, les news qui tombent chaque jour nous rappellent que c'est le cas et qu'il faut se renforcer, que ça n'est pas seulement un problème de religion, mais aussi un problème de citoyenneté et que ça peut concerner n'importe qui en Europe. Et on espère effectivement que ces 15-16 ambassadeurs qui vont être formés en Europe et continuer de travailler avec nous ont en tête que même les centres bouddhistes peuvent aussi être la cible et être touchés par des problèmes de sécurité.
So we are very happy to welcome in the SASCC 2 Mattia, and you will explain us what will be the work package that you will deliver.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The Catholic University of the Sacred Heart of Milan is very pleased to join other partners in this SASCC 2 project. And our intention is to provide scientific and academic analysis of the problems underlying the issue of the security of religious communities.
Alors, l'Université de Milan, qui est représentée par Mattia, est absolument ravie de rejoindre ce projet. Et leur contribution va consister en grande partie à essayer d'apporter des preuves scientifiques et académiques à ce qui sous-tend tous ces problèmes de sécurité dans les relations intercommunautaires et dans les religions.
In particular, we wish to explore the relationship between security of places of worship and other religious properties on the one hand, and freedom of religion or belief on the other hand, because this relationship creates two main difficulties. One is due to the financial expenses that are required to the communities for security, and this obviously impact on other activities. And the other point is that security needs and security measures may affect the way that in which believers practice their faith. So these are two aspects we wish to explore.
Alors, on va essayer aussi d'explorer un certain nombre de thèmes et qui sont reliés notamment à la liberté de religion, au fait que chacun doit pouvoir croire et appliquer ce qu'il croit librement. Alors, il y a trois difficultés principales. La première, c'est que la sécurité, ça demande de l'argent. Ça impacte les finances et de ce point de vue, ça impacte aussi les autres projets des communautés qui sont concernées. Et puis, évidemment, ça impacte aussi la vie quotidienne des personnes qui font partie de cette communauté, leurs besoins et leur façon de vivre leur foi. Et on va travailler sur tous ces sujets.
Iman, I will let you explain quickly about SASCC 2, what kind of conferences we will do, and also your deliverable about the application.
So maybe just connecting all the dots of what has been covered, SASCC 2 will provide a multi-layered approach, one from a grassroots perspective, seeing what's happening on the ground from communities across the different 4 faith communities that we're covering, Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and Buddhist, but also as well to the wider society, given that we're talking about the safety and security of places of worship, but also public spaces. And at the same time, it will inform, based on the analysis and the input, the academic inputs by Dr. Mattia, it will inform as well elements around research, but also around providing possibly advice on security, on matters around security, around hate, around the rise of hate, actually, and really how to deal with this in the context of freedom of religion and belief. That will also entail us throughout the project, SASCC 2, to work with policymakers, with law enforcement, with prosecutors, as well as the wider society. Part of the deliverables that we'll be looking at will be providing a platform through conferences to bring faith communities together, non-faith communities, but also policymakers around this to discuss the findings of the project as it evolves over the 3 years, as well as the app that I mentioned earlier that will provide a space for people to report in real time threats, hate that is targeted at them. We will also be informing the wider society and communities via our website and the app on ongoing news and updates. So again, extremism and hate is rising globally. There's many factors that are driving it today. And I think giving communities the knowledge and the power of knowledge by feeding information into them about what's happening and how that may impact them, but equally as well how communities can remain alert and vigilant is one element of what SASCC 2 will be providing. And lastly, in terms of the trainings and the workshops that across all faith communities, they will take place, I think the common factor would be as well is sharing that best practice and knowledge and the insights that come out from these communities, because that would inform, hopefully as well, the next phases in SASCC 2 and beyond.
Alors, c'est vrai que ce second projet, SASCC 2, il a plusieurs couches, je dirais, et différentes perspectives. Bien sûr, il y a la perspective de terrain dont on a parlé, qui vient des 4 communautés qui font partie de ce projet, mais aussi on a vraiment l'intention d'intégrer la société dans son ensemble dans ce projet et de parler également de la sécurité des endroits publics. Il va y avoir le côté académique dont on vient de parler, et qui va également donner peut-être des conseils et des avis sur la sécurité de ces endroits publics, justement, après ces analyses académiques. On veut travailler avec des gens qui font de la politique, avec des gens qui agissent également, des procureurs, des gens qui s'occupent donc de la justice. Donc, on va faire des conférences pour discuter de tout cela durant ces 3 années à venir. Je vous ai parlé tout à l'heure du site internet et de l'application qui va permettre de faire ces plaintes et en temps réel, de reporter tous les incidents qui auront lieu. Encore une fois, l'extrémisme et la haine ne font qu'augmenter dans le monde d'aujourd'hui et il faut absolument qu'on arrive à partager avec les gens le pouvoir de la connaissance, que ça leur permette de rester alertes et vigilants et qu'on puisse véritablement les former au travers notamment de workshops qui vont avoir lieu dans ce projet SASCC 2 et ensuite.
Voilà. Moi, je voudrais remercier encore sincèrement l'Union européenne qui est représentée par la Commission européenne pour toute la confiance qu'ils mettent en nous, en notre consortium. C'est très, très important de pouvoir travailler ensemble, d'avoir des projets avec plusieurs confessions qui puissent aller de l'avant pour notre sécurité et pour le bien-être de tout le monde ensemble, le bon vivre ensemble. Voilà. Je suis certaine que les work packages, les deliverables vont apporter tout leur plus dans la vie de tous les jours, comme SASCC 1 a été le cas. Voilà. Et merci.
Aline wanted to say thank you to the European Commission that is funding and having faith in all of you guys. And she is sure that you will all work together in a nice way to go further and to give a very, I don't find the word, expertise. Everyone will give his own expertise to the other, and everyone will have the heart to work together to make the world a better place, I should say.
Yeah. Merci beaucoup, Lise, de nous avoir reçus.
Merci à vous d'être venus dans nos studios sur Radio Judaïca. C'est toujours émouvant pour nous de voir autant de gens représentant des différentes foi qui sont unis pour travailler ensemble contre la haine et l'extrémisme. Vous êtes un exemple, continuez. Thank you so much for having been with us today. I was saying that it's very moving for us to see a lot of people coming from different faiths being together, committed to work together against hatred and extremism. And you guys keep up the good work, and we will always be happy to receive you to talk about those projects.
Thank you.